Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mr. Mo Dynasty.
After that excellent win against the Blue Jays, thanks to that grand slam home run from Pozo, we're on to July 21st, and it says Contract Extension Day. Select any player to sign an extension. The GM agrees to one player. For each subsequent player, roll against the EPR. If it fails, no more players are re-signed. You may continue to extend contracts as long as the EPR roll succeeds. Then simulate the day. So we don't have a high EPR, thanks to the White Sox being a cheap organization. Yeah, I said it. It's an 18 EPR. So we have to assume we're only going to be able to sign one player to a contract extension. And he may have the highest number, but that's also why I want to sign John Curtis to an extension. He's a 32-year-old, 75, and he hasn't pitched a lot of innings since 2023, and 19 innings isn't a lot. So really, you could say he hasn't pitched a lot of innings since 2021. And other than this brief stint in Colorado for only 2 1/3 inning where he gave up 4 runs, he was out of baseball the year before this one. And then he comes in and he pitches a 2.66 ERA. He's a good player. Yeah, he only features a 4-seam, 2-seam, and slider, but I see him as a potential closer, especially if we ever move Karinchak. And certainly what he's done this year for our team is nothing short of spectacular. He's our number one middle relief guy that I trust. And you could easily make the case he should be our setup guy over Paredes. Paredes has got 41 innings. Curtis pitched 61 innings. So, him and Paredes has that velocity that I like. Curtis, though, is just, a Rule 5 pickup like that, he's got to be happy. Look at these 3 Rule 5 pickups that we got for our bullpen. Just fantastic. So, even though he's Rule 5, I think he's the one I want to extend. I don't want him going to free agency. And while he doesn't have free agency, he's got arbitration, and part of me just would rather lock him up right now. So let's go ahead and see what he's asking for. $2.3 million for 5 years. That's what he wants. It's interesting. He'd be 37 at that point. Am I willing to do that? I don't think so, but I would go 4. And I think I'd go $3 million. 4 years for $3 million. And it gets done. Fantastic. So John Curtis is extended. That's one person we don't have to worry about signing now. Granted, that did take up a fair amount of budget, for sure, as that makes him one of our more higher-priced people, especially going into next season. But that'll make him, the 5th highest paid player in our team. But I really am appreciative of what he brings to the squad. And so there is our extension. Now, I'm going to go ahead and roll the 100-sided die, hoping for a 14, but also understanding that's not going to probably happen. I rolled and got a 81. So that will be the only extension that we do today, and we're going to go ahead and simulate the 21st. Can we get closer to 500? We do. We win 5-4. How did we pull this off? Burleson, 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Ward, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Burleson had a triple and a double. Ryan Ward had a double and a home run. Basically, it was the Alec and Ryan show as they put up all 5 RBIs for our squad. How do we do pitching-wise? Cannon went 4 innings, got hit a little hard for 4 runs. Then Watts came in and gave up 2 scoreless innings. Gilbert came in and got 1 inning, a scoreless ball. And Mata comes in and pitches 2 shutout innings and gets the win to go to 3-3. So we are 50-51, beating the Blue Jays as we should in the first 2 of 4-game set. And we have moved on to July 22nd. And it says Contract Extension Day. Select any player to sign an extension. The GM agrees to one player. Then for each subsequent player, I have to roll against the EPR. So basically, the same day as yesterday. We get 1 guaranteed player. We also have a signed draft pick day. Okay, so the question is there somebody else that we want to lock up Hagen Smith still has a lot of renewable contract times left. Now, we could lock him in for one of those big, massive deals and say, this is our guy of the future. 5.73 ERA doesn't have me thinking that's maybe the best way to go. But we could do one of those Atlanta Braves contracts. Ray Mata, he has several renewable contracts left. Kyle Teal has several renewable contracts left. Wants his arbitration. And start getting into these people who are not as quite as good. Yeah. So the question is, tell you what, Grant Taylor's someone I'd love to lock in for a long term, but he's got a lot of renewable years remaining. Is it Hagen Smith? Do we try to get Hagen Smith on a cheap contract? I think we do. Now, he has many years of arbitration. But if we could sign him to like a 9-year deal, is it worth it? Let's see. At 9-year deals, the problem is now you're getting into the salary cap issues. I just don't think. I mean, now what we could do this. We could lock him up to a 3-year deal at $780,000 and be happy that we're taking care of business, and then we'll do, because right now our budget's so bad. I think that's what we'll do. We'll try to just go this route. All right, so we do get Hagen Smith, and we'll go ahead and roll for the 14-sided, or the 100-sided 14 roll. We got a 43, so that's all we're going to do. So probably not the craziest of contract extensions, but we do get one of our best pitchers, at least number-wise, signed. Now, we have some people to be working on here. Got them up to 45%. We got to get Pedro Batista signed. We got $4 million in bonus allotment remaining. So let's give him, look at that. We're getting that bonus line. And we got him to sign. Pedro Batista. Well, hopefully he is a difference maker for our squad. And these two, we just have to, oh, I forgot we have Freddie McDonald. So yeah, we've got to get Freddie McDonald on the board, start moving up that motivation. Okay. So July 22nd, we did the contract extension. We're going to sim. Can we get to 500? We do. Another one-run game, 3-2. How do we pull this one off? Alec Burleson up to 244 with that average. Jason Dominguez, 2 RBIs up to 241. Burleson home run. Dominguez double. Drew Thorpe goes 5 1/3, gives up 9 hits, but doesn't give up any walks. 2 runs. Gilbert drops that ERA. That's good. Paredes, another scoreless inning. Karinchak gets the win. Drops his ERA to 2.72. And the White Sox are 51 and 51. So we are on July 23rd, and we got a team chemistry day, and we have a huge development. It says roll a D12, then simulate the day after you do it. Well, I rolled a 4, and it says roll against your team chemistry. If you succeed, then roll a D20, and then add that to your GM's approval, job security rating, salary cap, and expenditure probability rating. If you fail, subtract a D20. Now keep in mind that D20 is a single roll. So whatever number I roll, you apply that to all 4 statistics. Now this is going to be huge, because if we were to fail, by the way, our team chemistry is a 52. So we have a slightly better chance of succeeding than failing. And we can't say that with a lot of the rolls that we do in this game. But here's the thing. If we were to fail, I mean, there's only so much salary cap we can drop. I mean, if we fail and then get like a 20, we're already at 59 million. On the flip side, if we could succeed in this role and we could move, right now our GM approval rating is at 11. Our job security rating is at a 39. I mean, this could crush us if we fail this team chemistry roll. So we need it to be good, and here we go. And I rolled and got a 63. That is not a 52. Oh, that stinks. We were doing so well, but the hammer comes down. Team chemistry wasn't enough. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to roll this die, and then we're going to subtract it from the GM approval, the job security, the salary cap, and the EPR. Oh, we need a small number here. Small number. And I rolled a 7. Okay, that's not the end of the roll. All right, so our GM approval rating goes from 11 to 4. Our job security rating goes from 39 to 32. Our salary cap goes from 59 million to 52. That is impressive. And our EPR goes from 18 to 11. I have worried about that one as much, with the salary cap going to 52 million. How are we supposed to run an organization on $52 million? Wow. All right, well, let's get back to the business of baseball on the field. July 23rd, we have won the first 3 games against the Blue Jays. Can we get back to over 500? We're at 500. We win 4-2. We sweep the Blue Jays in a 4-game series. And we do it on the back of Alec Burleson. He hits 3 for 4, again, a multi-hit game. Tristan Gray goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a home run. Yoel Pozo, 2 for 3. We had 8 hits, and 7 of them came from 3 people. Melendez under 300. But Kyle Busch goes 7 innings and 2 runs. Don't like the 3 walks, but I do love the fact he gave up 2 runs in 7 innings. Mata gets another hold of scoreless ball, although he did give 2 walks. And Karinchak gets his 30th save of the season. And we are over 500. 52 and 51. Let's look at the standings. Yes, you are right. You see it. We are tied for 3rd. Let's look at the wild card standings. Right now, the wild card started today. We would be tied for the wild card. Yes, you are seeing that right. We are tied for the wild card spot, for the 3rd spot between us and the Royals. It's going to be a dogfight. So you can't say we're sellers, because we are going to move on to July 24th, and it says trade day 2. It's time for the team to possibly make another trade deadline move. The GM assesses your team's current situation and concludes the following thoughts on the chart. We are buyers at this point, with being in the wild card. So let's do the first thing. It also says move the trade frequency slider by 2. So we're going to move that by 2. We're going to confirm that. That's going to make the computer start to make more trades around the trade deadline. And then we have a decision to make. What would make this team better, and what would be even willing to get rid of to make this team better? I mean, we're in the wild card right now, but what is the missing piece? I mean, I was going to say second base, but with Tristan Gray, I mean, he's only hitting 238, but at least we're getting something from second base. Clifford's cooled off. That's too bad. Burleson heating up. What would we need? What would we need? Plus, we'd have to ask, I mean, Corey Julks. Yeah, maybe we send Corey Julks down. I mean, we really don't have outfield depth at all. We need, like, outfield depth. Like a guy coming off the bench. But what can we give up to get outfield depth? Right now, we're starting Tatum at 163. We could use an outfielder, and we would send Corey Julks down. Could we think about trading We traded Edgar Caro. Oof. That would be something. Let's look at what we have to offer. What do people think our top prospects are? Let's look at we haven't looked at this screen for a while anyway. Sebastian Walcott. Boy, they really think Sebastian Walcott's the real deal at 19. Wouldn't be against moving him. Let's see what's out there in the trade. I mean, the problem is money. Like, if we look at our budget, we're at 57 right now, and we're supposed to be at 52. And that bill's going to come calling soon. So I think what we'll do then, instead of being buyers, I think what we'll do is we'll update our trade block. And I think what we're going to do. Oh, how do we do anything that requires? We're in the wild card. What do we do? Who would we even put on the block? I've got second, short, and third, but I feel like left field right now, or center would be. You know what? Just to see what's out there, we've got Karinchak out on the trade block, which is wise. We're gonna put Edwin Carroll out there, and just to get feelers. I think that's the plan. And then we're gonna simulate the day, and we lose 6-0. So we're back to 500, and the Yankees come calling, and boy, are they calling in a hurry. They heard that Edgar Carroll was on the block. They said, hey, we've got Spencer Jones. What do you think? Spencer Jones, 69B. He's hitting 178. I don't think so. No, we're going to pass him. We do lose 6-0. So we're back to fourth place. If you look at the wild card standings, we would now be a game out of the Royals. So we went from being tied for the wild card to out a game in just one day. That's how baseball works. Now we can sign draft picks. We do have Thomas Metcalf up. That's where he's at now. If you look at our trade bottom bonus allotment, we've got 3 players left. Let's see if we can get one signed. They're saying 676. We'll see that offer. And we get Thomas Metcalf. Welcome to the team, Mr. Metcalf. And that leaves us with 2 players left at 45 motivation and 35 motivation. And that will take us through July 24th. We are on to July 25th, and it says personnel changes. I rolls an 8 and got trainer. If the team has 0 or 1 MLB players on the IL, increase the rating by 10. If the team has 3 or more MLB players in the IL, decrease the rating by 10. So let's take a look at our injury list. Brock Selvage is not a Major League player. Kyle Teal is a Major League player. Dominic Fletcher is a Major League player. Eddie Park is not. So that's 2 Major League players. So we don't increase, we don't decrease, we stay the same. Wow, 4 days for Kyle Teal. We were 4 days away from getting the plus 10. How about that? Now, Kyle Teal coming back is going to make for an interesting dilemma, by the way, with this team. With Yoel Pozo playing well, fair. But most likely we'll send Corey Lee down. So it won't be that big deal. But it would be nice to get his bat back in the lineup. Maybe Pozo hits against lefties, and we'll go back to the platooning. All right, so anyway, that's simulate the 25th. And we lose 7-0. And the Tigers, an interdivisional trade, they are asking for James Karinchak for Justin Henry Malloy. Now, this would give us a savings. So that would help us with the budget. The question is Justin Henry Malloy what we want to be doing for James Karinchak. Now, he hasn't hit at all in the majors this year or the previous year. He does have 11 home runs and 275 average in the triples. And let's look at his stats. I mean, he's a capable hitter against lefties. His vision's weak. His discipline's good. He's durable. As far as fielding goes, I just don't know that fielding... He'd have to play third. I don't think this is quite the move. It's close. I'm tempted. But we're going to say no for now. Especially because it's interdivision. I mean, we'd have to face James Karinchak. I don't want to face James Karinchak. We've got him signed to a decent deal. So it's going to have to be the right offer for us to do anything in that realm. Now, July 26th says minor league day. So we are going to be going to the minors. And I rolled and got an 8. 6. No, an 8. An 8. Double A random positional starting pitcher lock. And the potential is a D4 if we win. So we are going to be going down to play with the Birmingham Barons with Jackson Ordonez. And we're going to be going against the Shuckers. And basically, we win, and his potential goes up D4. If we lose, it drops at D4. So I like these opportunities because we get a chance to see what the clubs down there are doing. And looking at the screen, Montgomery's cooled off. Cole Everson's heating up. Tim Elko, after he got hurt, he's back and hitting very well. So at 14 and 12, Birmingham's off to a good second half start in the Southern League. Let's see what we can do. Now, we have to get the win. We're going up against Nate Peterson. And we are off to a booming start. We're off to a 4-0 lead. Jackson Ordonez, one of our bright spots. I can't wait to pitch with Jackson Ordonez. Look at that, 95 to 100. 4-0 lead. Throw strikes like that, right down the middle. Miguel Colon is first on the Shuckers with 72 hits. Well, that kind of pitch, Jackson Ordonez. He looks very good. And unfortunately, that's going to be a hit. We might have gotten over there a little slow. And that's a cutter. And we are going to give up a double. And with that speed, he might try to score. Here he comes. And Jackson Ordonez gives up a double, RBI double, and it's 4-1. All right, enough of this. Enough of this mischief. Xavier Warren pops up the 97. Wow, 97 cutter. This guy's going to be good. Now, as I say that, I give up 3 consecutive hits.
Too late. He's in there.
And I'm already giving up. The time run's already coming to the plate. We need to settle things down. There's the strike. Come on, Jackson. You were given a 4-run lead. There's the sweeper. Yeah, his pitch mix is amazing. Got the four-seamer, cutter. Ooh. And then that splitter. He's going to be a tough pitcher. I need to be doing better because this guy is really good. And he gets the strikeout. Finally an out from Jackson Ordonez. Yeah, we want to help that potential. We got to get a win. There we go. Strikes.
That's a ball.
There we go.
Me. And hit me. Two.
This is definitely not the cleanest innings from Jackson Ordonez, giving up 2 runs already, only getting 2 outs so far. But we can get out of this inning, settle things down. I mean, rarely do you get your AA squad to score 4 runs in a game. And I feel like we squandered that lead
Ball.
a bit here.
1-1.
This guy's hitting 173. Attack him. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. I've given up 4 runs with Jackson Ordonez. Oh, no. Wes Pleasant's first home run of the year. What am I doing? Oh, my goodness. Let me pitch. Talk to me. Cooper Pratt up. Superman's wondering, what is Jackson Ordonez doing? Oh, and then you don't get that pitch. 4-4. I don't know that I've ever... This is incredible. I have not pitched well with these minor league pitchers this year. There's the strikeout, but Jackson Ordonez gives up 4 runs. And we get a run, so we got the lead back. Can we hold on to it? We threw a lot of pitches in that first inning. When you have this kind of heat, you don't mess around with some of those other pitches. Establish your fastball first.
1 ball. 2 strikes. Ball 2.
Well, not bad. Yeah, that cutter's going to be filthy. 98 cutter. That's wicked. There's the strikeout from Jackson Ordonez. Yeah, they certainly threw a lot of righties against us, didn't they? This might be the first lefty I've faced so far that I can remember. Maybe the second one. A lot of righties. There's not the best looking split in the world, but it counts. Ordonez is a quick worker, though. I give him that. He gets the ball and says, let's go. Of course, if I had a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, I'd want to throw it fast, too. Right down the middle. That's not going to work against major league pitch hitters, but against Hedbert Perez, it counts.
No ball. 1 strike. Ball.
Ooh, couldn't get. How did he lay off that cutter? That's a filthy pitch. When you're throwing 99 and then you can whip out that splitter like that. And there's a strikeout. Well, that's a much better inning than we had last one. Let's go to the top of the third. Still a 5-4 game. So we go to the third inning. That's going to be a shallow, and it's, good backup. Good job, left fielder. Backing up the play, keeping that to a single. Good effort in center field. I like the effort. Not really throwing that splitter very well today. And that's curveball's hitting to center field. But it's going to be caught. Going away. Yeah, I'd like to get out of this third inning with 50 pitches. That's one way to do it. Oh, we almost got the double play there. Nice. 2 outs. And that would have been our pitch there. 47 pitches. And that's going to be a fly ball. All right, there we go.
I got it.
So through 3, we're halfway to 100. Still 5-4.
Nope, that's high.
I will say this. If we don't get the win, I don't deserve the potential increase based on how I pitched.
2 balls, no strike.
But certainly helping the squad get through with a lead would be helpful.
Hey,
Even though it's not our best effort.
2-1. That's a ball.
Wes Clark fouls that off, and then we got a full count. And he strikes out on the cutter, 97. That's a tough pitch. Cooper Pratt up.
Strike.
He was swinging for the fences
No
there.
ball, 1
He might
strike.
want to change speeds after that. Ball is going to be fouled out, and it's an 0-2 count. Tall players, Cooper Pratt. Oh, how did he get a piece of that? Woo. Yeah, one bad outing doesn't make for a bad pitcher. Jackson Ordonez, he's gonna be something special. I predict this guy is gonna be our ace in 3 years,
0-1.
and I think he'll be pitching in the majors in 2. This guy is filthy. I know I gave up 4 runs in the first, but wow.
Hey.
And now we got a 6-4 lead. Sebastian Walcott, the RBI single,
Ball, high.
continues to be one of those prized prospects. We're going to be patient with it because it's still a very low number, but people are very high on his eventual growth potential. Kind of player you got to be patient on. That ball was hit pretty hard.
Heads up, heads
And
up.
caught.
Wall.
Nice job, nice job, nice job. Go Cologne up.
No ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, right now I'm not saying I'm pitching a contact, but I'm just trying to get that ball in there, see what they can do. There's a strikeout.
He's out.
I want Jackson Ordonez to be out there as long as I can, and that requires getting through more innings. I think this inning was 73 pitches, maybe? There we go.
0-2.
Ooh, that would have helped.
One
All
and
right, well,
two.
here's 72. Foul off. Oh, a strikeout. We've gone through 5. Yeah, send him back out for the 6th. He's good to go. He's good to go. He's settled in. Xavier Warren up.
No,
Ooh.
that's a ball.
We'd like to see that called. Early on that curveball. The sweeper. Let's go again and put it in the dirt. Oh! Sit down. 88 on the sweeper. Another strikeout.
Up.
Freddie Zamora. There's the 2 in the day. There we go.
One.
And he's going to hit that off the nice play by the third baseman. Throw's made. He's out. 2 outs. And it won't be a quality start. We've given up 4 runs, but
Nope. Ball one.
ooh.
One ball. No strike.
Excuse me. Jesus Rodriguez catches a break there,
Up.
and we get it back with that
1-1.
swing.
No, that's foul.
All right, that's a foul. If we can strike him out here, we might be able to go one more inning. There we go. Send me back out for the 7th, Coach. They do not. And now it's up to our bullpen. And we win the game. We get the dub, and Jackson Ordonez gets a D4 potential game. And let's see who in our minors came through for us. Colt Emerson, 3 for 5, 2 doubles, 3 runs scored. Sebastian Walcott, a double, 5 RBIs. Emerson gets player of the game. Ordonez gets the win. He gets 12 strikeouts. Now, you might say he gave up 4 runs in 6 innings, not the best line, but 12 strikeouts, that is worth a D4 potential. I agree. And by the way, Edgar Caro, 2 for 5. So let's go ahead and add that D4 potential to Jackson Ordonez. Let's get that on the books. He got a 4. So look at this. Jackson Ordonez. He's already our 8th rated pitcher. He was a 70B. And now he's going to go to an 84 potential. Yes, that's what we like to see for sure. Jackson Ordonez. That reminds me. So when we look at the future of this team, what I see happening next year is I project a Jonathan. We've got Jonathan Cannon signed for 2 more years. Drew Thorpe is going to be our 2. We've got him signed for 4 more years. And then Grant Taylor is probably going to be our 3. Freelander Baroa is going to be the 4 starting out with. And I think we're going to give Hagen Smith another chance. And Noah Schultz is probably going to be up for Heasley if he doesn't impress. And then we're going to move up Jackson Ordonez to the triples. We're going to move up Francisco Morales. I mean, that guy is just tearing it up. .92 whip. Brock Selvage is probably a 4A pitcher, but he is a lefty. Who knows? He might make the bullpen someday. Barbosa has probably reached about his peak. Fernando Garcia. We've got him in the 2nd round in the first draft. He's only 18, so we're going to let him season. Owen Hall probably moves into the AA rotation next year. So definitely some people are going to be shuffling in and out. Does that mean the end of the road for Kyle Busch? No, I think he has a spot possibly in the bullpen as a lefty. What is the road for Tyler Gilbert? I don't know. He's 32. Pitched well for us last year. Sent him down because of all the Rule 5 people. Yeah, he really hasn't had enough time to be completely picked. Cam Boozer, I still believe in Cam Boozer, but he's 33. He's pitching well in the minors. I mean, 5.47. Yeah, not great. Steven Wilson, how about this guy? Paying him $900,000 to sit in the minors. Just, I don't know. When does he get called up? Who's pitched poorly? I mean, it's a great problem to have. Who would he pitch for? Maybe Heasley? But he doesn't have the stamina for that. We don't really have a long reliever if we bring up him, so I mean, wow. Poor Steven Wilson. He didn't do anything to deserve this. Maybe we put him in the trade block. Yeah. Somebody might want a Steven Wilson. And a Cam Boozer. And a Tyler Gerblin. I mean, why not? Why not put those people on there and see if anything comes? We're going to go ahead and simulate the 26th. And we lose 2-1. And we will look at the offer. All right, and the offers are coming in for James Karinchak, and who can blame him? And we cannot even afford Masaki Yoshida. Just curious, though, what kind of 74, that's what they're basically saying he's worth. It's a 74B 32-year-old. Or do you find that? We lost this one 2-1. Burleson went 2 for 3. Look at Burleson raising his average. Does 0 for 3. We should be getting our catcher back very soon. Cannon, unfortunately, 5 1/3, only gives up 2 runs, 2.96 ERA, and takes the loss. Tyler Gilbert, under 5 ERA now, and Ray Mata pitches an inning of shutout ball, 3.23 ERA. When do we get Kyle Teal back? 2 more days for Kyle Teal. 2 more days for Kyle Teal. Okay. We're 52 and 54, so we approach the 27th. And it's time for your GM to have his monthly assessment of his confidence as your ability as a manager. Use your GM's approval rating. Our approval rating is a 4. And then we have to put the modifiers on. We have a losing record. So overall, it's a minus D12. And then this month, let's see what we've got. We are 1-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1. We're even for the All-Star break, and then even there, and then even there, and then 3 wins, 3 losses. So we're even. Even in the month of July. So we don't gain any or lose anything for there. And then the overall record's a D12. So what we have to do is basically we have to have a 4, and then we have to subtract. Okay, so we fail the GM job security rating, and it's going to be a D10 that we lose. And we rolled a 9. That is not the number you want to see here. Now our job security rating drops to a 23. And I am a little nervous for the first time about our job security. I was not counting on a big 9, well, our previous roll. Then that, we're down to a 23 for job security. A little concerning. He told us we were going to have more time. Let's get a win here. We lose 4-2. And they're offering us Christian Yelich for Edgar Guerrero. Yeah, I don't think so. Where is Christian Yelich in this game now? 86B, 34-year-old. What a career, though. He's going to probably get to 300 home runs by the end of his career. He's going to get to 1,000 RBIs. It's a good career. Great player. Awards. MVP 1 year. 4-time All-Star. Gold Glover, Silver Slugger, batting title. Yeah, he's had a great career. Hall of Famer? No. Hall of Very Good? Yes. 288 career average, though. Good player. But no. We're not going to take that trade. Unfortunately, though, we've lost 4 in a row. And today is the day to sign draft picks. And we finally have Gregorio Villalobos up to 50%, where he is willing to sign. We have $1 million left to sign him with, and we have 2 players to sign. So we're probably going to give him the max money. Get that motivation up to 60. He declines it. Wow. Playing hardball. I'm real happy with that. Let's move. Now let's switch him so he gets the 5% motivation. Oh, it's been a tough couple of days here. The Tigers sweep us in Detroit. Then we lose our first game at home against the Diamondbacks, who are close to our record. And it's July 28th. Time for our monthly assessment of our confidence. So we look at our players' approval rating. Our players have us at a 42. And unfortunately now we have a losing record, so we're going to have to roll the D6 on that. And we are going to get 6. So we have to subtract 6 from the 42. That means we're down to a 36. And then the overall winning and losing record is also a D12. So we're at 36 minus 4. So can we win the roll? We rolled 11, so we actually got plus 20 for team chemistry. So we pulled out the surprise roll there, which is good. This is going to improve our team chemistry, which is currently at 52. And I rolled an 11, so we are up to 63 team chemistry. So the players are buying in even through this losing streak. That's a good thing. Because we are playing near 500 baseball. Up and up until this losing streak, we were actually ahead of the curve. And it's July 28th. Let's go and simulate this game. We lose 3-1. Kyle Teal, let's get you back in the starting lineup where you belong. And then we'll keep Pozo in against lefties. And then we will send Corey Lee down where he belongs. And I'll take care of the rest off camera. So on July 29th, it says trade day 3. We can make a trade if we'd like. I'm going to hold pat, but I am going to move the trade frequency slider by 2. It says to do that. So that is definitely moving forward. And unfortunately, we are now 4 games back in the wild card. Yeah, it can happen quickly. This game of baseball can be a fragile, fickle thing. We're setting up Prelander Burrow up, though. Can he help salvage a game here at home against the Diamondbacks? He cannot. And we lose 3-7. So we score 3 runs, 1 run, and 2 runs. And 1 run before that, no runs before that, and no runs before that. We haven't scored more than 5 runs in the last week and a half. And since the All-Star break, that's the most we've scored is 5. So our offense is definitely holding us back. It's a day to sign draft picks. We're going to try to sign Villalobos. And we do sign Villalobos. All right, good deal. So we've got every draft pick signed except for Freddie McDonald. Now, let's remember Freddie McDonald. He was a not rated player that we scouted. I mean, he looks fast, but that's about what his game is. But we'd love him to sign. We've got $475,000 left, Freddie, with your name on it. And we are going to go on to July 30th. And it says, once again, buy or sell trade deadline. And we are going to have to make a decision here. What does our team need to do? Jonathan Cannon. He's young. We got him signed. I'm not trading him. Smart move would be Karinchak. But what can we get for Karinchak? let's look at the trade deadline. Or let's look at the. Who wants a closer? The Angels need a closer. The Rangers and Angels need a closer. The Cardinals. The Rangers, Angels. Let's see what we've got here for standings. While the Rangers and Angels are battling for he be in the National League. Well, the Cardinals stink. They're not getting a closer. Rangers, the Angels. I do not really want to move him. See what teams. I mean, Detroit. We're not sending him to our own division. That's for sure. Yeah, the Angels could certainly use a closer. They're kind of desperate for a closer. Let's look at the Angels. What are they willing to give us? Oh, I hate to send Karinchak away. He's such a good player for us. But it makes the team better. Let's go shopping a bit. I'm going to come back in a moment to tell you what I come up with. So, I've made a decision. I am going to move James Karinchak at the trade deadline. So, I found a team in the Angels. It's in the American League. They're battling with the Rangers for the playoff spot, for winning the division, really. And they want a closing pitcher, a catcher, and a center fielder. And so, closing pitcher, obviously, is Karinchak. Corey Lee, I've wanted to move for a long time. And we're also, by the way, this is also saving us money. We're going to get about $2.4 million off this trade. So this is a salary dump as well. As much as James Karinchak, I think, is a tremendous value at $1.6 million. But at this point, with our salary the way it is, and also a throw-in player in James Burke, who's just not going to get anywhere in our organization. He's behind Brandon Montgomery, and then we've got some young players here. They're going to, potentially, hopefully get it better sometime soon. So really, Jacob Burke has nowhere to go on this team, so he's a throw-in piece. Plus, with Von Brown as a Rule 5 guy, at the very least, we'll move him down to the triples next year. Tatum stays up. Brandon Montgomery continues to play double. So really, Jacob Burke doesn't have a spot. So he was a nice throwing piece just to get. So what are we getting back in return? Well, we're getting Jamie Blair. He's a left fielder, and he already becomes one of our best outfielders. He's young at 23. He's a righty at bat, which we don't really have a lot of right now with our outfield. He hits decently, good vision, great durability. His speed is tremendous. He's a base stealer. Question is, his fielding and reaction. Can he play left field at a decent level? Or if I moved him to center, does that reaction and fielding hurt him? But can we put him in left? Good arm. That's the plan. We are making this move. And there it is. James Karinchak is off the team. Now at 52 and 57, this may seem like a weird move, but Karinchak was a valuable asset, and I think what we can do is we're going to move John Curtis to closer, and then we're going to bring up, as we talked about, we're going to move up Steven Wilson. But Steven Wilson didn't do anything to deserve getting sent down. He waited his time, and now Steven Wilson's back. He had a good year first last year, not great, but 4 ERA. I think he's a good pitcher. Not great, but for $895,000, he didn't make sense staying under minors. John Curtis, I think, has done really, really well this year. And so he's going to get the closing role for the rest of the year. And that takes care of that. Now, lineup-wise, what's going to happen here? Well, Corey Julks is going to get sent down. That's the first thing we're doing. Corey Julks is going down. And then we're going to take a look at this roster. I'll be back, show you what I did. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've done. So what we've done is we've inserted Jamie Blair into the starting left field spot, and we're moving Ryan Ward to center. And Blair's going to lead off for us. And then I'm moving Tristan Gray down to 6th. And Ward is going to bat 9th for us for now. And then the switch is going to be, Sosa is going to platoon with Gray at 2nd. And Poza is going to platoon with Teal at catcher. And that's what we're going to roll with our team for now in the majors. As far as for our pitching rotation, I have moved Curtis to closer, and I brought up Steven Wilson. So that's the moves that we've made at the trade deadline. At 52 and 57, we have to pretty much say that this isn't quite the year it's going to happen. I am going to move the slider up, trade frequency 2 more. And we will be about done with the month of July. The Rangers are going to come to us. I don't know. Oh boy. Evan Carter for Edgar Caro. This is intriguing. Wow. The Rangers came to us. Now, why would they make this move? Because they have Wyatt Langford. They have Taveras in center. And Adolis Garcia in right. Wow. Are they that lacking of a catcher? Well, yeah, they're old. Like Jonah Heim is 30. Past prime, old. D's in their system, they don't really have. Wow, this would be a huge move for Evan Carter. Can we make this move? What's his contract? He has years of arbitration. Boy, this would be a huge move. Now, he's not good against lefty pitchers, but that's okay. 95 speed, boy, we could remake the White Sox in a blink of an eye. For Edgar Caro. And really what this comes down to is, do we believe in Kyle Teal? Edgar Caro is a prospect that a lot of people are high on. But if we believe that Kyle Teal is the answer, we definitely are weak in the outfield. Now, what would we do? We just traded for Blair. And we have Dominic Fletcher coming back soon, but Dominic Fletcher is not the same player. Burleson is not really an outfielder. He's more of a DH that we have signed to a decent contract. We have Dominguez signed to a big deal. This would be putting a lot of money into our outfield. Then this would basically put Von Brown on the bench, Terrell Tatum on the bench. Boy, this is an interesting move. Evan Carter for Edgar Caro. Definitely would give us some pop against right-handed pitching. That is for sure. Really fast. We are going to accept the trade. And look at the other trade deadline move. The Giants get Dalton Varsho from the Blue Jays, who are struggling. In exchange, they get some young catcher, Miguel Feliz, a couple of pitchers at age 25. Wow, what a trade we have done. And now let's take a look at our team again. I'll come back and tell you how it looks now. And our lineup looks completely different after the trades. We have Jamie Blair now leading off playing left field, Evan Carter playing center field. Now, I'm going to make him my center fielder next year, but I don't think you can make that change in season. So next year, I will primarily make him a center fielder that can play left and right. I'm going to leave it at left field for the rest so he can learn the position. But with that 95 speed, he is a center fielder for us. And that's where he's going to bat. Jamie Blair will bat there. And we have remade 2/3 of our outfield. And the whole outfield by the end of this, we get traded for Jason Dominguez last year, Evan Carter, Jamie Blair. We have now tried to patch up what was a weakness. That is our outfield. Now, we'll see what it does as we go to the end of July 30th. I don't think we'll have any more trades. We've traded away the assets that we have. The only exception might be Jonathan Cannon, but at 78C, 25 years old, I like that we have him signed for a very good contract. Now let's look at our contract. What's our budget at right now? We're at $56 million. And next year, we're going to be operating, unless we fix stuff, with a $52 million budget. So we've got to figure out a way to get this budget under control, help it out. But right now, our team has been remade. And I mean, how many of these people were starting for us at the start of the season? Jamie Blair was on a different team. Evan Carter was on a different team. Melendez was on our bench. Burleson was. Dominguez was. Clifford was. We traded for him. Gray was in the minors. Pulse Montgomery and Kyle Teal. So over half of our lineup has been changed since the start of the season. The rest is baseball. But we're trying to make moves. We're trying to make it happen. And let's go ahead and go to July 31st. It says simulate the day and then check your emails. And I do the emails. And we close out. Oh, Tristan Gray. Strained pectoral. We'll put him on the 10-day injured list. And we win that game 12-9. How did we score? Look at this offense. Blair goes 3 for 5. Carter goes 2 for 3 in this new squad. Melendez 2 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Burleson 2 for 5. Tristan Gray 2 for 2, and then he gets hurt. The third. We had home runs from Melendez, Clifford, Gray, 2 from Kyle Teal, who went 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs and 2 home runs. Grant Taylor goes 4 in the third, gives it 5 runs, 9 hits, 3 walks. Not a good game for him. Watts gets the win. Steven Wilson came in, gave up 2 runs, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 2 hits, didn't get an out. Has a 16.95 ERA. Gilbert gets the hold, Bradis gets the hold, and Curtis gets his second save. Great to see Curtis get that save in a wild game, 12-9. And before we check our email thing, we are going to go to our lineup and figure out how are we going to deal with this injury. Well, it looks like it's going to be Lennon Sosa, unless we make the call up. Let's check our email before we make any of those calls. All right, who's getting the plus D6? Who's getting the minus D6? We got 5 emails. So Ellard is a AA pitcher. He's going to be going down. Oh, Jerby. That's not what we want to see. He was on our starting rotation. He's even struggling with the triples. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Good for him. Taylor Cruz. Yeah, his strong play did make Terra trade a little bit easier to take. And then Nick Strike. They're going to give him thumbs up even though we sent him down. Okay, we'll take it. Let's go ahead and take care of the negatives first. Eller, 2863C. His potential is going to drop from a 72, and he's going to drop 1 point to 71. All right, we'll take that. Next up, we've got Derby. This one hurts. Potential is 79, so we'll still say it's a C. He's going to lose 2. Not the worst thing in the world. Those numbers could have been a lot worse. All right, now let's see if we can get some positive ones. Center field, we have Maia. So we have Mena and Maia. Maia is the one that got the good bump. His potential is 72. Oh, the 5, so he's up to 77. That's good to see. And then De La Cruz. He's a 67C. Could he get a potential 1 point? Okay. And then Strani. Boy, he's had a crazy career. He was in a starting rotation last year. Now he's down to a reliever. And he's going to get a jump on those. He's got to roll on the table. He gets a jump of 2. So Mastrani gets that jump. And that takes us through the month of July at 53 and 57. And we have the draft picks to go. Let's stop it here at August 1st.
One of the things I love about MLB The Show is, especially putting this salary cap limitation on, is I'm trying to build this team from the bottom up, and the trade we made today is going to give us a young outfield. But here's the kicker: at some point, we're going to have to pay for those young outfielders, and we have paid for Jason Dominguez, and so far it hasn't panned out. But can we get this team to win enough games to get the salary cap up so we can actually keep the Evan Carters of the world? And that is the rub. And that's going to be the fun part of this series moving forward. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day.